is up and welcome back. As you guys can tell from the title of this video, I'm actually going to be participating in a readathon. I have not done a readathon in a very long time. I have a lot of trouble with picking a TBR and sticking to it. It's kind of been a thing that I've been experiencing the last year. You guys have noticed I'm not doing TBRs on my channel other than seasonal TBRs, but Thoughts on Tomes actually put up that the Tome Topple Readathon was going to be happening again. And this is a readathon that I've been wanting to participate in for a while because I do have a ton of really large books that are just sitting on my shelf that I haven't read yet. And I thought this would be a really great opportunity, as well as this is only for 2 weeks. It's June 29th through July 12th. So it does give me about 2 weeks to read a book as opposed to reading it over a month-long period and trying to stick to that. I do obviously change my mind a lot when I read, so I thought that a shorter period of time, but also being a longer period of time for a readathon, it sort of just worked out for me. So today I thought I would sit down and kind of go over the books that I have picked for that, what prompts I used what books for, and give you guys some ideas if you guys are looking to do this as well. I'm really actually excited to participate in this. I'm going to be doing vlogs for the first weeks. So the first week will be in one vlog, the second week will be in the next vlog, but I'm really excited to do this. You guys have asked me to vlog this, so that's why I'm going to be doing that. But I'm going to go ahead and get started and just talk to you guys about the books that I have chosen. I will list Thoughts on Tomes video down below so you guys can go ahead and check out Sam's video and get any more information that you guys are looking for. But there are 5 prompts. They're pretty easy to achieve as well, and you can double up on prompts, which is something that I really like about readathons. You don't have to do one book for each specific thing. So there's a couple of these that I'm actually doubling up on just to make my life a little bit easier, as well as I did also throw in a bonus book. So the first one is actually to read more than one tome or read multiple tomes. I definitely have that. I think I have 4 or 5 books on my TBR for the readathon. One of them's kind of up in the air to see whether or not it's kind of there just as an extra in case I want to switch it out for one of the other prompts. So the second prompt that we have here is read a comic or graphic novel that is more than 500 pages, and for that I actually have The Sculptor by Scott McCloud. I'm really excited to read this. I don't have the physical copy with me because it's actually at the library right now. I have to go and pick it up later this afternoon, but I'm really excited to read this because it follows our main character David, and he actually makes a deal with the devil to be able to sculpt anything he wants from his hands, like just be able to sculpt whatever he wants. And it kind of goes a little awry because he actually ends up only having 200 days left to live, and he kind of struggles with figuring out what he really wants to sculpt, what he really wants and craves in his life. And I've heard wonderful things about this comic, and it is quite hefty, so it's been on my list for a really long time, but now I have a reason to actually sit down and read it. And I actually really like this prompt because I feel like comics and manga are often left out of readathons. I mean, we do include them personally, but I feel like having something specifically, having a prompt specifically for that is very nice. Prompt number 3 is read a book that is part of a series, and prompt number 4 is to buddy read a book. And I am actually going to be reading Our Dark Duet by V.E. Schwab with Rhiannon from Crescent Moon Reads. My edition of this is a little over 500 pages. I know a couple of people, theirs is about 300 pages, so I don't know what's up with that, but mine is 500 pages, so I'm going to be reading this. I'm really excited to read this. This is a book that I've been wanting to read for a very long time, and I know it says part of a series, and this is more of a duology, but I had to include this because it's just a book that I've been really craving to read but having trouble wanting to sit down and read because it is over 500 pages. And I think the fact that I'm buddy reading this with Rhiannon and the fact that it's a book that I've been really wanting to read, that's why I included it for these prompts. If you guys are not familiar with this Savage song, Our Dark Duet is actually the second one in the series. This Savage song actually follows our 2 main characters, August and Kate. August is what we call a Corsair, or somebody who is born from a very tumultuous event, and Kate Harker is actually the daughter of a man who kind of runs the city that they live in and hunts people like August, and they end up at school together because August is trying to find more information about her and about kind of what's going on within the city. And I really liked that book. I thought that I liked the music elements of it. I liked kind of the fantasy element of it and the magic that was in it. And I love Kate as a main character. So I don't know why I haven't picked up this one. I don't know what the second book follows at all. Judging by the end of the first one, which obviously I'm not going to talk about, I'm sure it's going to be crazy. A lot of people have told me that I'm not ready for the ending of this book, but I am ready to finally read it. So I'm glad that I'm able to include that for this readathon. And now prompt number 5 is to actually read an adult novel, and I have 2 books for this because I'm not sure which one I'm actually going to want to read. And then as well as if I'm able to read the other 2 books, which I imagine I will have my choice of the next 2, and then maybe if I'm able to read all 4 of them, I'll have like that extra book to go ahead and read. So the first book that I have here is Beneath the Scarlet Sky by Mark Sullivan. I'm really excited to read this. This is actually a book that has been recommended to me a ton of times. I completely forgot that I'd even been recommended until I saw it on Amazon, and it was one of those like Amazon highest rated books, like I think it even says it, yeah, on the bottom of this book, and it has over 18,000 reviews and almost 5 stars on Amazon, so I did finally pick it up. But it follows our main character Pino, and he becomes the driver of one of Hitler's right-hand men, and he uses secrets to protect those that he loves, and it just sounds like something I'm absolutely going to love. This is obviously a historical fiction. It is an adult novel, but like I said, it is a book that has been recommended to me time and time again, and I'm really excited to actually sit down and read it because, like I said, it's been on my TBR for a really long time. It just sounds like a book that I'm really going to love because I genuinely love historical fiction. It is a genre that I love to go back to. It actually used to be my favorite genre of all time, like even over fantasy, sci-fi, everything like that. So I think this is a book that I'm really going to love, and I think it's going to keep my interest when it comes to the readathon because I wanted to include a book that I've had on my TBR for a really long time, and also a book that I think will keep me wanting to read because there are a lot of books that I have that are over 500 pages, but I don't think would keep me as interested as maybe this will. And then the next book I have here for my adult read, or possibly if I finish the other books, is Sleeping Beauties by Stephen King. You guys know I've been wanting to read this book for a really long time. There are a ton. Let's see how many pages are in this one. I didn't even check. I just looked at it and knew it was over 500. So this is 700 pages long. So I'm keeping this on as a backup in case I do find time to read it, in case I binge the rest of the books. But this is a book, like I said, that I've been wanting to read for a very long time. It actually follows women who, when they sleep, they're kind of put into a cocoon. They kind of like build a cocoon around them, and when they are disturbed, when they are sleeping, they go a little bit crazy. I don't know much about this book. I've been trying to avoid spoilers for it like almost completely because this is a book that Stephen King actually wrote with his son, and if you guys are not familiar, I don't like books like that. I don't like books where the only set of books I actually enjoyed that with were the Illuminae files because I feel like they were just done really well, but I have such a knowledge of Stephen King's writings and sort of what it's supposed to sound like and sort of the way the books are formatted and how they feel that I'm genuinely afraid to read this because I'm afraid that Owen's writing is going to taint that experience for me. I know that makes no sense. I know that's a little bit ridiculous, but I do have a genuine fear of that, which is why I've had this book since Christmas and I still haven't read it. But I need to read it. It's on my list. At the very least, I'm hoping to get maybe like halfway through it for the readathon because, like I said, this is a bonus book, so we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, so that is it for my TBR of Tome Topple. If you guys are wanting to participate, like I said, I will list Sam's video down below. Like I said, the dates for this are June 29th through July 12th, so you do have quite a bit of time if you still want to kind of come up with a TBR. I'm really excited to do this. I'm really excited to vlog the whole thing and actually become a real booktuber and do a readathon and actually vlog it and just like be a part of the community. I feel like I don't often participate in that way, and it's something that I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, if you guys are participating in this, please leave your TBR down below. I'd love to see what you guys are reading and what prompts you decided to use what for. I'm also really excited to see what comics or manga people picked for the read one over 500 pages because I actually had a lot of trouble finding one until it dawned on me that I've had the sculptor on my TBR for a really long time. But yeah, leave your TBR down below. But I hope you guys are having a good week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!